Welcome back. Um, let's put this in the ether. I know how some people, they value their friends, right? I understand. I have friends that I valued, right? But we have to come to term that friend can also betray each other. They could betray us, all right? We have to stop denying this and accept this is reality. What are friends? Friends are people. People are easily corrupted. People could be manipulated. People could do all these stuff against you. And for you to deny this fact is doing yourself a disservice. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, thinking that your friend are 100% trustworthy. Right now, there are things we could do to mitigate that. All right, but notice, and you have to realize that they could also be manipulated. Friends, they're people, right? People are easily corrupt, right? Now you can do things to mitigate by not introducing to to certain people in your group, like your wife or your job, certain environment. All right, because these stuff could instill characteristic in your friend that promote them to do all these things against you, to promote them to go against you, to betray you. All right, like I said in a few videos, I told people don't introduce your friends or don't hire your friends. I mean, I'm not saying don't help your friend find a job, right? You can do that. You can help your friend find a job, encourage them, and do all this stuff. You can do that, right? But don't work with your friends because that's bringing another element into your relationship, bringing an element that provoke, that implement, that instill jealousies, envies, all these characteristics that you don't do not want to influence your friend, right? Or introduce your significant other to your friend, because when you do that, it also create all these elements in your friend, right? Because friends are just people. They have flaws, right? They could build envious behavior. They can have jealousy in them, right? That's why you don't. That's why I encourage don't introduce your significant other to your friends. Right? No, but we do have people out there who said, "Oh, you're wrong." If your friend would do that to you, they would never be a friend in the first place. My friend would never do that. How do you know? You just can't make that determinations. All right? It's not 100% that your friend will not betray on you. It's not 100%. You don't know that. All right? So we have to take all these measures not to corrupt your friends. Because all these stuff from money, right? Money, workplace, relationship, all these stuff could corrupt your friends and people who you could trust. All right? You can't trust your friends. No matter how your relationship is, you have to take. There's stuff you can trust and stuff you can't trust. Right? We all wanted that perfect friendship. We all. I'm not denying it. I want it too. I want a perfect friend that I could trust 100%. But you have to come to fact that some things you can't tell your friends. All right? Not only that, something you can't tell even your family members. All right? Look at Ted Kaczynski. All right? His brother turned his back on him. That's how he got caught. The FBI didn't catch him. His sister-in-law catch him. All right? That's how things in real life. That's how society works. People betray each other. Even family members betray family members. Even friendship get betrayed. They will stab you in the back, depending on who they are, depending on the kind of moral standards they have. Right? People are easily corrupt. People are flawed creatures. You have to understand that. You have to understand that people are flawed. Human beings are flawed. All right? And you have to live in reality. All right? Sometime you have to accept reality and accept that bitter pill. Right? We all want it. I understand that. All right? It's just some people they're just delusional. They're not living in reality. They're not facing facts. Right? I still have friends, right? But you know how I handle my friends? There are certain things I don't introduce them to. Right? There are certain elements I don't introduce them to because I don't want them to compromise our friendships. I don't want them to compromise our relationships. Right? I don't introduce my friend to my significant other because I don't want things to build up. I don't want to build animosity, build resentments. Right? That's why I'm telling you, there's certain elements you don't introduce to your friendships. Right? You keep your friend, right? You could tell tell them what's going on in your life, but you don't have to introduce other friends into your elements, right? You don't have to introduce other people that you associate with to your friends, right? Sometimes they don't get along. Just because one person is your friend, that doesn't mean your other friends are compatible with your friends, right? Just because you have two friends, that doesn't mean when you introduce your other friends to your other friend, that doesn't mean they're compatible. What if it built resentment? What if they argue? What if they can't connect with each other? Now you're in between these two frictions, right? I'm just telling you guys stuff to alleviate yourself some headaches, right? Because I've been there. I have all these friends. I've known people. I experienced a lot of things I wish I hadn't done, right? Like try to make people friend when they know they're not compatible, because you're building all these drama for no reasons, right? Introduce your significant other, your girlfriend to your friend, not realizing they don't get along. What's that gonna do? Now you have to choose sides. Now you have to choose your friend or your girlfriend, right? But for me, it's bros before hoes. I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. That's how it rolls. But but that's my point is, right? Your friend could betray you if you put them into a certain light. If you don't understand how people's psychology works, you have to understand psychologies. Right? You have to understand elements of reality. You have to understand how the brain works. Right? You have to understand that people aren't perfect. There are people out there that will disappoint you in life. Even your friends, even your family members. Right? Why do you think some family members don't get along? Right? Just because a family member do that mean they get along? Right? No. But because they don't get along, does that mean they hate each other? No. Right? They just don't get along. But for me, alright, I know some friend could betray me, but I take steps to alleviate the problems, to prevent that problem from ever happening. Alright? So understand that, just because they're friend, then they're not incapable of betraying you, stab you in the back, right? Even though your good friends, even though your best friend could stab you in the back, all right? Not only that, look, I know some couples out there, I know a few people out there, right, that their wife or significant other cheat on their partner because of their friend, right, of that element. They betray each other. The girlfriend betrayed on the boyfriend by sleeping around with his friends. You see this all the time. You see it in the reality shows. You see it on Jerry Springer. Alright? You see in all these shows. All these talk shows where a friend is sleeping with his spouse. Alright? A husband, wife sleeping around with his best friends. These stuff happens. That's why I'm saying you do not let your guard down. Right? They could be your bestest friend. Right? I'm having people posting things on my comment saying that they'll never happen to them. Never say never, man. How you know for sure it's not gonna happen to you? Right? Your closest friend could stab you in your back. This stuff could happen. You do not want to be what's that? Lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself that this stuff won't ever happen. Right? You just blue pill. You don't know what it's like. You haven't experienced it yet. What you gonna ignore what I'm saying until it happens to you for you to believe? All right, go ahead. Sometimes people have to suffer to learn their lessons. And for people who don't agree with me, fine. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just giving you things to prevent from things that might happen to you and to some stuff to look out for. But if you want to take the hard way, by all means. Sometimes people have to learn the hard way. And if you want to learn the hard way, go ahead, learn the hard way. But for people who don't want to put themselves in these vulnerable positions, you have to understand it's not a perfect world. This is not a perfect world. This world is flawed. And you have to find a way to maneuver around it. This is an obstacle. You have to get by it. You got to do things to prevent things. Preventative measures. All right? Because you don't want your feelings, your emotions, your problems, or your relationship, right, to be damaged. I understand that people don't want the relationship to be damaged, right? But it happens. They don't want their the significant other to betray on you, but it happens. That's what I'm telling you. Take measures to prevent it from happening. Don't introduce them to your partners. Don't introduce them to your best friends. Don't introduce your best friend to your partners. Don't hire your best friend. Right? Don't hire your family members. Don't hire your wife. Right? Now, because you're including elements that corrupt them. But I could go on for a while. I could make multiple videos, but I already made so many videos about this, and people just don't understand it, don't want to listen to it. But if you want to learn the hard way, go ahead. But if I'm missing something, leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe, and on that note, guys, peace and blessings.